What's up with y'all? It's Jeff Lightsy Jr. here with the Ball Sports Network. Thank you guys for the continued support. Continue to hit the share, thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Now, we got to talk about Mr. Playoff P or Pandemic P in the Los Angeles Clippers and their loss to the Dallas Mavericks. Now, the Clippers lost 127-114 to the Mavericks. The bubble has proven to show that this home court advantage or lack thereof for these playoff teams, these higher ranked seeds, it definitely plays a toll. It plays a toll on the fact that there's no home court to rile up the team, to rattle the opposing team, and therefore it's a pretty even playing field. And just like the Lakers and the Blazers, and just like the Bucks and the Orlando Magic, it mattered, and that's what I think helped the Mavericks pull away with tie the series 1-1. Now here's the thing about the Clippers and the Mavericks series. It, to me, is closer than any other series where with the higher ranked seed. I think the Mavericks could literally knock off the Clippers. Everybody is focusing their energy on the Lakers and Blazers because the Lakers can't play good perimeter defense. The Lakers seem to can't make shots. The Lakers can't do a lot of stuff, right? But the Dallas Mavericks can score a lot of points. And the only reason why the Mavericks are a 7 seed is because they couldn't close games during the regular season. For whatever reason, whether it was on the road or at home, they lost a lot of close games that they were leading going into the fourth quarter. I think the stat is like 7 or 8 games that they were leading going into the fourth quarter that they should have won. And they just simply couldn't close. And they have statistically one of the most proficient offenses in the history of the NBA. Like, history. And the reason is because they have a transcendent player at point guard. Luka Doncic is a right-hand James Harden. I mean, that's just what he is what he is. I mean, that man can score, give anyone at any point of the day buckets. I mean, it didn't matter if it was Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, God help Reggie Jackson when he guarded Luka, or when Patrick Beverley played in game 1. He gave him 42. Like, it does not matter who you throw at Luka. That man is going to learn is going to get buckets. And the only thing that slowed him down, and I say slow him down, he had 28, 8, and 7, was the fact that he had foul trouble the entire game. And with that foul trouble, Dallas was able to come away with the big win. Now, there's two things that contributed to that. Mr. Playoff P, or Pandemic P is what he's now being called. Paul George had a stinker. I mean, let's just call it, he was trash. Like, 2 for 10 from 3, 4 for 17. He had 14 points. He just had a bad game. And the thing about Paul George is that he is going to give you a couple of those during the playoffs. Like, his game a lot of times doesn't always elevate during the playoffs. We've seen it for years now. He hasn't really had great playoff series since you have to go back to when he was in Indiana. When he was at OKC, the 2 years now, they say 1 year he was hurt, and the other year they got bounced in the first round. So he's not just a great playoff player. Mr. Kawhi Leonard is. He had another 35 and 10 last night. He's going to give you what you need. But if Paul George stinks up the joint, the Clippers can't overcome that, right? Now, Dallas isn't going to get 16 points from Trey Burke every night. Like, that's just not going to happen. He played out of his mind. But what can happen is Luka can give you buckets, and there's no answer for Porzingis. The Clippers have no answer for Porzingis. They're Ivan Zubac. He's getting buckets put in him. I love Montrezl Harrell, but they're still working him into the lineup, and he's only 6'8". Porzingis is 7'3". He's 7'3" and can shoot. He shot 3 or 4 from threes. And Porzingis was 7 to 13 from the field. Porzingis needs to get those shot attempts up to around 20 because there's nobody on the Clippers that can match up with him. Like, he was 7 for 13. He gets his shots up around 20. I mean, they have a legit chance to beat the Clippers every game and win this series in 6 or 7 games. I mean, a lot of people believe Dallas should be up 2-0 because Luka once again had 42 points, but he had 11 turnovers. That contributed to the loss last game and the fact that Porzingis was ejected. But now if Porzingis can keep his mouth closed and not get ticky-tack garbage ejections, I mean, the Clippers are in some trouble here, guys. Like, they are because their best player, Kawhi Leonard, can have a great game, but if playoff Pino, I don't expect him to be this terrible, 20% from 3 every game, right? But he has yet to show me He has yet to show me, I don't know about you, but he's yet to show me that he is a clutch playoff performer. Everybody's putting their chips in on the Clippers because of Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. That's why they think they're going to win the championship. But if Paul George isn't the guy that a lot of people think he is, which he hasn't proven to be, like he has done nothing to prove that he is that guy. Like this guy that, on the status of a Kawhi Leonard or a LeBron James. Anthony Davis hasn't done it for the Lakers neither, so don't think I'm like putting it all on him neither. But Paul George is yet to prove to be that guy. And he has to show in this series. Because if he doesn't, they will be going home from the bubble a lot earlier than a lot of people expect. It's just that simple. Because Mr. Doncic is that guy. Luka is that guy. And Porzingis seems to finally got his rhythm after coming off an injury last season. He finally seems to be back in basketball shape. He's finally it seems like he's etched out his role with Dallas. I just need him to get a shot attempts up. I think with the way he plays and his shooting ability, he needs to shoot some more shots. And that's going to put a whole lot of pressure on guys like Montrezl Harrell to step up and have better games. Lou Williams, who had a pretty good game last night, he's going to have to do even more. I think what did Lou finish with? Lou finished with, he went 8 for 13. He had an awesome game, actually. 8 for 13 total points. It's not showing me the man's points. I don't know why. But Lou Williams had a great game. He had 23 points off the bench. Trez ended up with 10 points, but it's the simple fact that they're not playing him a whole bunch of minutes. He's going to have to play more. He's going to have to bring even more intensity, more energy, because they have their hands full with the Dallas Mavericks. I would not be surprised if the Mavericks come away with the win. Everybody's got their eyes on LeBron and the Lakers. More concern needs to be put on the Clippers because Dallas is a real team, and Mr. Doncic, he's going to be wrecking this league for the next 15 years because this man is a baller. Once again, my name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. with the Ball Sports Network. Thank you guys for the continued support. Hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.